could have got that crime bill through. So the Democrats, come in and actualize the Republicans, fondest dreams. But Obama, as you said, is a very slick character, and he, it's like having Will Smith as president, and people just can't help but love him, and the wife and the babies, and it's such a pretty picture. And, it's going to suck people along for a while, but, the piper will be paid. And if a year from now this economy is even more cratered than it is now, all of a sudden, it's going to be blaming on the black man. And it's going to, I can see some very ugly scenarios down the road. And I think the only way you combat it is to wake up America and get people to entertain the idea that they're being fooled.
Well, Congressman, that's finish up after the break. We're about to go to break, yeah. But I agree with you, and that's what when I talk to people like KRS-One or I talk to other well-known hip hop rap icons, that's what they're concerned about because they know what's going on. They know he's a front man, and they know in the end this is a trap, and that's why in a way I'm doing Barack Obama a favor. The public needs to know this guy, love him or hate him. You think he's the Messiah or you think he's the devil? You need to understand something. He is a front man. And 2 weeks into his administration, we know it's business as usual with just a little bit of pat-on-the-head rhetoric. So I want to get your take on that and talk about solutions and where you see this going. And then the FEMA camp legislation openly introduced, and they say these FEMA camps are basically going to take over local government. Stay with us. Former Congressman Dan Hamburg is our guest. We'll give you his website when we come back.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold for your IRA? That's right. Gold has been available to be placed in IRAs since 1986. Yet still, the financial industry refuses to recognize the value of real hard assets for your retirement. The truth be told, gold and silver has outperformed paper investments like stocks, bonds, and CDs, yet no word about IRAs. Perhaps the financial institutions want to maintain control of your assets by keeping you in paper. If you'd like to take a look at gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low return on your paper investments. Call 800-686-2237. Make sure that you secure your future. Call 800-686-2237. That's 1-800-686-2237.
A day unlike any other in the long course of American history, a terrorist act of war against this country.
The enemy struck America on September 11th. But who is the enemy?
Bin Laden. This is his M.O.
We have to look to the Middle East. We have to look to Osama bin Laden.
Fabled Enemies is the first 9/11 film to take a close look at the terrorist ties to intelligence networks inside the United States.
Some U.S. investigators believe that there are Israelis again very much engaged in spying in and on the U.S.
I'm aware that some Israeli citizens have been detained.
Bin Laden's connections to the CIA, the hijackers' ties to the FBI, the Saudi Arabian connection, the Israeli intelligence network, warnings and war games, the shadow government, and much, much more. Fabled Enemies. Get the DVD at Infowars.com or see it in super high quality, along with hundreds of other titles at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Either you are with us or you are with the terrorists.
When times get tough, we must all decide what's most important in life. At EnduringRose.com, we believe that lasting relationships are what make life most meaningful. Showing our loved ones that we care is what helps us find happiness in an uncertain world. Enduring Rose can help. We have taken real roses, the universal symbols of love, and coated them in eternal and precious 24-karat gold. These roses, forever preserved in either white or yellow gold, will never wither and never die. Unlike traditional roses, they will endure as a timeless symbol of your love. These roses, either singles or bouquets, are sensible and affordable Valentine's Day gifts that will impress and deeply touch that special someone in your life. Show her that your love will weather the storm by giving her a gold-dipped rose from Enduring Rose. We offer military discounts and free shipping on qualified orders. That's ENDURING Rose, EnduringRose.com, or call 702-453-7455. That's 702-453-7455.
Phase 1 of the insider's plan for a one-world government has been initiated with the recent bailout. International bankers and power brokers have engineered the current crisis to create a new currency and a new World Bank to act as savior. But we've only seen the beginning. Their next engineered crisis will be on a scale never before seen in modern times. Shortages and empty shelves will spread fear and panic across the land. The insiders have discovered that they must control two things to seize total power. Phase 1 is a one-world currency, which we are currently being prepared to accept. Phase 2 of their insidious plan is complete control of our food supplies. Go to www.foodshortageusa.com for the details. That's www.foodshortageusa.com to learn how to prepare for the unthinkable. Don't wait for empty shelves. Learn how to make your own survival foods for pennies on the dollar. Go to foodshortageusa.com or call 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365.
We're back live. Congressman Dan Hamburg is our guest, keeping with us till about 40 after. Then I'm going directly to all of you that have been patiently holding. Toll-free number to join us, 1-800-259-9231, and we'll get you up and on the air. Make no mistake, this is the globalists making their move against free society right now, using the crises they have orchestrated to bring in even greater control. Foreign offshore banks are openly not just heisting, not just robbing the treasuries of the world, not just the United States, not just the West, but they're making their moves on third world countries. This is what they did to third world countries over and over again. They're now doing to us. It is an inside job. Congressman Hamburg, getting into the FEMA camps, getting into the situation there, getting into Obama's youth corps and forced civilian service, Rahm Emanuel's brainchild. They're now announcing a civilian military. The bill has been introduced. That's in my stack of news as well. Break down any concerns you've got about that.
Well, I have to tell you, Alex, that I caught the Corbett report last week. And they had quite a segment with you. Were you aware of that?
No.
Well, the Corbett report, you aware the Corbett report comes out of Japan? And they had a segment of you on the air, and they were talking about precisely this issue, which is this cult of Obama, and this idea that we're all pledging, not to our communities, but to Obama as the sort of the new I don't want to say Führer, but it's sort of like that. It's a cult of personality, and I find it. I think everybody should find it very alarming. This country is not about individual heroes. This country is about, wasn't there something in our Constitution about we the people? But we're getting away from that because things are at such a state that, and the people are so enamored of bread and circuses that they need this symbolic presence of the great leader that we're now all going to pay homage to, and I find it disgusting. But more than that, I find it very dangerous. I also find this new HR 645 alarming. It's the National Emergency Centers Establishment Act, introduced in the House as HR 645 by a man named Alcee Hastings of Florida. And, I served with Alcee Hastings, very nice gentleman. But there's one interesting thing about him, which was that when he was a federal judge in Florida, he barely escaped. In fact, I think he did lose his judgeship on corruption charges, and shortly thereafter was able to win a seat in the House. But, I was wondering, well, why is Alcee Hastings the one who's introducing this resolution? And a colleague of mine, Peter Dale Scott, who you may have heard of, he's written, extensively about
interviewed him many times. Interviewed him last week.
Peter Dale. Anyway, Peter Dale Scott's take on this is, well, of course it would be Alcee Hastings. They've got so much crap on Alcee Hastings that he's, they can tell him to introduce a bill to, to do anything, and he'll do it because they got plenty on him. But if you read through this bill, it's very alarming. It's establishing 6 FEMA camps around the United States on military bases. And to me, the best commentary I've read on this so far was the commentary made by Congressman Ron Paul, who pointed out that the fact that they're doing